started feeling a little strange. I was in my last semester at BC, and I started getting like this little slurred speech that would come on intermittently. I didn't know what that was all about. So I went to the doctor, and he didn't see it. And then other symptoms started coming up. I started getting dizzy. I started getting weak. I started getting feelings like I was flying in an airplane when I was driving in a car. It was just like this unreal sensation. It's a lot of sensory things going on. And went from doctor to doctor, test to test to test. And it was an eye doctor at the very end that told me, you have multiple sclerosis. And it just, this morning, hearing the doctors talk, hearing Dr. Seyfried and all the good doctors here about their patients, it started me thinking, how many times have they had to tell a patient such devastating news? Because I remember for myself, looking at the doctor and looking her in her eyes and just knowing that it pained her to tell me that my life was going to change. And then me having to tell my husband that our life was going to change. And telling my children and my friends and my relatives that this was going to be the life for me. Because it wasn't good, folks. It wasn't good news at all. The disease is incurable, and it's progressive. And it's an autoimmune disease, which really kind of blew my mind because my body, my immune system, was attacking my own brain. What? Why would I do that? Why would I attack myself? If I had a choice, I wouldn't do it, right? But the whole thing is the idea of how our life was going to be at that split moment changed. You have multiple sclerosis. It's incurable. Your body's attacking your brain. Your myelin sheath, which is kind of like a plastic covering of an electrical cord, you plug in your lamp, that's all frayed. So the information from one neuron to the other neuron is not going through. There's a break. So the doctor says what that can mean is perhaps you'll go blind, perhaps you'll go deaf, perhaps you'll be in a wheelchair, but it's all the unknown. And I was feeling not so good at the time, but it was the idea of what is going to happen in the future. What is that future going to be?